Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. This is my review for X-Men 97, Episode 5. So, spoiler warning, if you have not seen the episode 5 of X-Men 97, I will be talking about the episode in all spoiler details, so very heavy spoiler warning for this episode in particular. If you have not seen it, go watch it and then come back, and yeah, that is your final warning. So, if you've not seen the episode, do not watch this video. But anyway, this episode was a doozy. A lot happened this episode. If you watched my last review, I didn't really enjoy the last episode. I thought it was kind of maybe a little bit filler. It was a little bit of a filler episode for me. I thought the whole thing with Jubilee and Sunspot in the arcade sort of thing with in the Motendo sort of thing, I didn't like that. I didn't vibe with it, you know. But this episode, I was a little bit cautious going into it. I was like, okay, what's the direction of the series? Where is it going? What's happening? What's gonna happen? And oh my god, this episode was fucking insane and really unexpected too. Like, what the fuck? So basically, a massacre happens on Genosha, right? The X-Men, they go to Genosha because Genosha has now been made part of the UN, the United Nations. They head to Genosha and they sort of, I guess, elect Magneto as their leader, you know. And then Magneto, there's all this stuff with Gambit and Rogue, which I'll get into, and you know, they elect Magneto as their leader, basically, or they deem him their leader. And there's this basically a love triangle that goes on with Gambit, Rogue, and Magneto, which was so fucking entertaining to watch. Like, really it was. But also, there was a lot of other cool things that happened this episode as well that I want to talk about. Specifically, the cameos. I mean, we got Nightcrawler in this episode, who I really like the character of Nightcrawler. I don't know too much about him, but every time I see him pop up, he's just always been fascinating to me. I really like him. I like his comic. I like his outfit, by the way. His outfit looks so cool. We also got Emma Frost in this episode, who a lot of people really love. Emma Frost. I'm not too familiar with her character, but it's cool to see her cameo in there. She's part of the Brotherhood of Mutants, right? Or at least she was at some point. I don't know. I don't really know how that's relevant to this episode, but anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, so we got some cool cameos this episode. There's also a theory that the court lady, I forgot her name. She has the blonde hair and the glasses. I forgot her name. There's a theory that she's Mystique. I saw that on Twitter, so I don't know what's happening with that. She sort of had like she looked at Rogue in a certain way. I don't know. That's a theory that I'm not going to talk about because I don't know too much about it, but I will talk about the episode in itself. So yeah, a lot of stuff happened this episode. We got some stuff going on with Jean and Madeline Pryor, aka, you know, Clone Jean or whatever. A lot of stuff with Scott. I'm really interested in what's going on between their relationship. How, like, that was crazy. He's like, I love you both, and she's like, you know, do you love her more than me? And he's like, do you even love me? That was crazy. And I'm like, this is not a kid. Like, this is not a show for kids. Like, there's some heavy drama in this show. But also, speaking of it not being a show for kids, after all that happened, and by the way, before I get into the big thing, what happened with Cable also was really cool, because I've been talking about recently how I just learned that Cable was the son of Scott Summers and Jean Grey. And to see him come, you know, into the future this episode, and we actually see Cable, I'm like, that's your son. Like, and she knew who he was. I don't know if that's been established in the previous series, because I haven't seen the original X-Men series, but I was like, that's pretty crazy that he was in there. But I wonder what's going to come of that. I'm assuming he'll probably come into play because he obviously is a time traveler, and I'm going to assume that what happened this episode will not stay permanent, because oh my god. So yeah, there's this gala at the or this ball at the at Genosha with Magneto, and he's dancing with Rogue. Rogue has you know, Magneto wanted Rogue to basically be his queen, I guess, in a way, and she denies him, and she's, you know, overall she chooses Gambit, you know, over Magneto. But the sad thing is, Gambit thought she chose Magneto, and obviously Genosha is attacked. So many fucking X-Men are killed. Like, oh my god, like that was crazy. And just the animation was spectacular on that entire scene, by the way. But so many X-Men were killed. To see Magneto really struggle with that, and to see him, like, did he die? Did Magneto die with that green sort of mutant? Like, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if I missed something. But the big thing that happened, Gambit fucking died. And the title of the episode is Remember It. And I was curious, what does that mean? When I first watched the episode, you know, before the big thing happened. But when it happened, oh my god, that was just so cool. The way he, you know, raced up there and just got sliced in the side by one of the Sentinels, like tentacle sort of things. And they call him a mutant. They say mutant neutralized or something, and he says the name's Gambit, remember it. And then he lights up the tendril with his powers, and it goes and explodes the whole thing. It's fucking tragic. And then Rogue, oh my god, Rogue over his dead body, and she says, like, he thought that she chose Magneto as well, and that's what also makes it so tragic. But she, obviously being someone who can feel other people's pain and stuff, she is holding him, and she says to him, it's quite strange actually at the end, she's holding him and the episode ends and you hear Rogue say, "I can't feel you," which is, I thought was a little bit weird and took me out of it, because that is one of the main lines that was said in WandaVision, when Wanda was standing over Vision's dead body in the sword facility, and she's like, doing a magic over his head, and she says, "I can't feel you." I was like, is that supposed to be a nod? I don't know, but that really kind of took me out of it. I'm like, I understand that she can feel people's feelings with her, powers, I guess. Obviously her power is to take other people's powers, but she can also feel their feelings and their pain when she touches them. I'm wondering, is there another way they could have worded that if they didn't want it to be a nod? Like, I think that was clearly like an intentional parallel, or like a nod. I don't know. But I think they could have worded that differently, just to not, I guess if they don't want to associate with that. I don't know. But it was a cool, if it was intentional, it was a cool parallel and it was a cool nod. But oh my god, that was so sad though. Like, even without the parallel, that was so sad. Like, seeing her over his body and it cuts to black before she says it. It's like, oh my god. That was so tragic. I'm assuming Cable will come back at some point and undo it, because, like, what the fuck? That was insane. But I can't wait for next episode. This was really crazy. And I'm very excited to see what this means for the overarching story of X-Men 97. I have been saying in my past few reviews that I don't know if it's going to be an overarching story or if it's going to be a anthology type of thing. I don't know, but we'll see. But anyway, that was my review for X-Men 97 episode 5. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Did you enjoy the episode? Did you not? Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it and it really helped me out. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.